Today, something that modern physics would classify as impossible occurred in space. An object originating beyond our solar system cleaved itself into two components with perfect geometric symmetry. One fragment vanished entirely. The other commenced emitting transmissions oriented toward Earth. And among the scientific community, there are already those who label this the most unsettling discovery in recorded history. And by the conclusion of what follows, you will comprehend why 3I Atlas may very well be far more than merely a comet. So there exist indicators of conduct that appears animate remain. With me, what unfolds next dismantles everything we presumed. We understood about our cosmos. If the enigma surrounding 3I Atlas captivates your interest, and you wish to track investigations of this nature, register your approval. Each engagement strengthens the quest for hidden truths and communicate within the comment section your geographic location. I desire knowledge of which regions of our world are bearing witness alongside us. 4 decades of dedication to astronomical study have imparted profound understanding of the universe's deepest principles, from gravitational mechanics and quantum behavior to the very fabric of space-time itself. I believe myself beyond astonishment until merely 11 hours in the past, an occurrence involving the Atlas dismantled that conviction. The object did not rupture or fragment. Any celestial body would under duress. It sundered into dual components with elegant precision, geometric accuracy, as if engineered deliberately for this purpose, absent fragmentation, absent any physical dispersal, merely a singular, clean division of the sort nature rarely manufactures. When the preliminary NASA network notification reached our facility, I dismissed it as instrumental malfunction. Within moments, confirmatory evidence from Chilean observatories, Hawaiian installations, and European monitoring arrays verified the division registered genuine, and subsequently came the incomprehensible: one portion of the object ceased existing, not sequestered behind a planetary body, not absorbed by solar luminosity. It simply vanished. Telescopic arrays and distant space probes conducted comprehensive searches across electromagnetic ranges, discovering nothing. It bears emphasis. Humanity possesses capacity to monitor objects no larger than a sphere used in recreational sports across thousands of kilometers of vacuum and identify the birthplaces of galaxies originating 13 billion years previously. And presently we have misplaced a body comparable in dimension to a mountain range. What mechanism renders a mass of such scale imperceptible, some undiscovered energetic phenomenon? Engineering advancing beyond our theoretical frameworks, there exists no recognized physical principle permitting an interstellar body to bifurcate with such exactitude and subsequently evade detection completely. This escapes natural categorization. This communicates intentionality, direction, deliberate action. This provokes my greatest unease. Perhaps an entity or ensemble maintains observation from concealment within cosmic darkness, 48 hours preceding the separation. The Atlas maintained stable orbital parameters and adhering with millimeter-level accuracy to recognize celestial mechanics, absent velocity anomalies, directional irregularities, or gravitational perturbations. All seemed consistent with established models until discontinuity emerged. Unexpectedly, without electromagnetic anomaly, the object initiated acceleration. This represented no instrumental fluctuation. The acceleration transcended established celestial mechanical frameworks. Under ordinary circumstances, as a body retreats from solar gravitation, it experiences deceleration. The Atlas performed inversely. Increasing remoteness correlated with heightened velocity. Telescope networks spanning Chilean territory, Hawaiian observatories, and European installations registered exponential acceleration curves displaying minimal statistical variance, zero propulsive discharge, zero ionic emissions, or plasma ejection, zero detection of outgassing phenomena, acceleration in absolute quietude. Research collectives from Harvard, Caltech, and the European Center for Space Physics executed comprehensive modeling analyses, Jovian gravitational influence, interplanetary, field phenomena, solar corpuscular streams, interior degassing sequences. Every approach yielded identical conclusion. No recognized natural mechanism could generate this behavioral pattern. Data analysis revealed absence of any physical process within established frameworks capable of producing the observed. Conduct, this realization, propelled us toward an uncomfortable inference. Perhaps the atlas represents something other than a natural object, initial equilibrium, subsequent deliberate velocity increase, and thereafter a bifurcation of perfect symmetry. This sequence suggests technological sophistication of extraordinary advancement, an interstellar probe presenting itself as stellar debris, a reconnaissance instrument operating through energetic principles beyond our comprehension. 36 hours antecedent to the cleaving, another peculiarity manifested. Rhythmic energy bursts emanated from the nucleus, not stochastic explosions, not radiation of conventional origins. These constituted energy pulses, repeating at rigorous 11-minute intervals, maintaining nanosecond-level precision. Even neutron star pulsars, the cosmos' most dependable metronomes, fail to sustain such perfection. Residual oscillations invariably emerge. The Atlas signal, however, demonstrated flawlessness, resembling the rhythmic beating of a colossal mechanical entity reverberating across the vacuum. The scientific establishment fractured into competing hypotheses. One faction postulated a previously unknown physical phenomenon. Another, including specialists in quantum energetics and sensor systems, contended that such mechanical regularity constitutes hallmark of intelligent governance. The pulse configuration followed mathematical structure of unmistakable clarity, bearing striking resemblance to humanly constructed digital sequences. Should the acceleration represent deliberate maneuvering and the beam represent controlled transmission, then the Atlas transcended mere transit through our system. It announced deliberate presence, 18 hours anteceding bifurcation. The object, S physical configuration, commenced alteration beneath continuous monitoring spanning Southern American territories to Asian installations, initially subtle modifications in luminosity curvature, subsequently unequivocal elongation of spectral geometry. Across a 2-hour period, what approximated spherical form transformed into cylindrical configuration, featureless, symmetric, demonstrating purpose, no recognized material, silicate composition, frozen volatiles, metallic construction, could withstand volumetric reconfiguration of such velocity absent catastrophic failure. Classical mechanics, alongside relativistic constraints, prohibit such metamorphosis in solid matter. And yet, the Atlas retained structural integrity. Chilean, Japanese, and South African facilities confirmed zero surface fusion, zero fracture manifestation, merely geometrically precise transformation rates, resembling technological equipment entering activation protocol at precisely this juncture. The 11-minute pulse sequence terminated. All transmissions fell silent. The object appeared to transition operational. Regimes subsequently morphology stabilized, and the observation apparatus encountered silence that none could interpret. Then, the 11 hours preceding the critical phenomenon, the occurrence I have described transpired: separation. Absent detonation, absent fragmentation debris, absent particle dispersion clouds. A singular incision linear as if, according to predetermined specification, the dual components, entity A and entity B, withdrew in flawless equilibrium. During initial intervals, both preserved parallel and predictable trajectories. Until irregularity reasserted itself, entity B altered direction perpendicular to its pathway, demonstrating zero orbital curvature, zero intermediary deceleration. It accelerated to velocities beyond reasonable explanation and ceased existing, not through line-of-sight obstruction. It simply evaporated. Optical sensor arrays, infrared systems, and radio detection equipment registered capture and milliseconds thereafter. Absolutely nothing. ESA telemetry confirmed military-grade satellite systems employing advanced signal classification, corroborated precise incision, devoid of reflective signatures, devoid of electromagnetic traces, devoid of gravitational fluctuation, a body spanning multiple kilometers of diameter, traveling faster than any recognized natural entity, extinguished itself from the observable universe as if never present. The natural phenomena supposition provides no clarification within control centers. Conjectures solidified into near certainty light-bending camouflage, gravitational field manipulation, dimensional phase shifting, spatial teleportation. Such terminology evokes fantasy composition. Yet, empirical data demands confrontation with the implausible should entity B possess technology for obscuring detection from comprehensive human instrumentation. It persists in silence, potentially maintaining vigil upon us, 4 hours subsequent to division, whilst all efforts pursued the missing fragment. Anomalies emerged from the remaining component, a murmur across radio frequencies, which technical teams refined until revealing substance. This constituted no interference. This represented communication, a recurring pattern of tones, ascending and descending with proportions matching prime number sequences, the identical signature category humanity has, transmitted toward cosmic depths, except this iteration originated externally. Throughout 31 minutes, the signal maintained flawlessness, demonstrating intentionality, directed at all major reception apparatus, but exclusively those oriented toward the Atlas. No other celestial position produced equivalent pattern and complexity intensified. The transmission propagated not externally, but internally, precisely toward spatial coordinates, where entity B had vanished, resembling vocalization, resembling directives, resembling activation. Upon ultimate pulse transmission, total silence descended minutes subsequently. Distance-based detection systems registered faint gravitational undulation, unambiguous, originating from a position nearly 2 astronomical units closer to Earth. That which disappeared beyond remaining concealed maintained locomotion and presently vector toward our planetary vicinity as sensor readings refined unambiguous recognition emerged. The B component retained no loss of contact. It executed deliberate maneuvering. Initially, trajectory appeared inoffensive overflight as measurement accumulated. Velocity expanded exponentially, and minor orbital refinements unveiled surgical precision. This represented no random drift. This demonstrated purposeful direction publicly. NASA and European agencies characterized the phenomenon as gravitational anomaly. Within protected communications channels, terminology shifted, behavioral indicators consistent with intelligent navigation from unidentified originating source. When James Webb-focused adaptive optics instrumentation obtained imagery astounded the investigation. Absent geological surface features, crater formations, or particle accumulation, instead emerged a faintly reflective exterior, smooth as rendered metal, symmetric, devoid of natural geological characteristics. Spectroscopic analysis failed to correlate with any material recognized within our system. Near absolute reflectivity suggested composite substance engineered for particular application. And subsequently, another fundamental paradigm revision, entity B, advancing at velocities exceeding multiple millions of kilometers hourly, underwent gentle deceleration, maintaining continuity upon entering Jupiter's external orbital sphere, absent propulsive discharge, absent any detectable energetic emission signature, absent any freinage indicator, absolute deceleration, precision. This occurrence cannot transpire absent command level force application. Thereafter, major institutions implemented information restriction protocols, absence of published research, absence of official communications. The concluding transmission obtained registered as encrypted notification from distant space networks. Entity B situated. No subsequent movement detected. Awaiting operational parameters, the message concluded with character sequences remaining undeciphered. And the phrase awaiting operational parameters repeated triplicately for approximately 6 hours. Component B maintained stationary positioning proximate to Jupiter's orbital radius. Zero photonic emission, zero detectable transmission. The solar system appeared to suspend respiration. At 3 o'clock, coordinated universal time, fundamental transformation occurred. Radio frequency instruments spanning the Atacama region through the very large array detected enormous electromagnetic burst. Phenomenon, this constituted no random interference. This represented concentrated, synchronized occurrence correlating with Atlas positional data. The formerly silent object obtained communication capacity, pulses spanning multiple frequency bands, gamma ray through metric wavelength, organized in configuration exceeding probabilistic randomness. Upon decomposing transmitted waveforms, something profoundly unsettling became apparent. Symmetric organizational patterns resembling schematic representations, nearly as if transmitting instructions, and the directional orientation of these pulse trains, not toward cosmic remoteness, oriented directly toward the Earth throughout the following periods. Multiple satellites underwent operational cessation. Certain analysts attributed the phenomenon to solar disturbance. The temporal coincidence, however, demonstrated excessive precision. Every malfunction occurred when a pulse contacted upper atmospheric layers. So this appeared surpassing simple communication. This suggested activation, something indigenous to our planetary system. Responding agencies redirected monitoring capabilities and temporarily suspended certain observatories. Nonetheless, independent researchers registered a concluding observation. The A component, maintaining position in the region where phenomena commenced, initiated luminescence of rhythmic, profound character synchronized with oscillations generated by the twin entity. One component transmitted, the other responded, and collectively they appeared to awaken. Throughout the preceding 12 hours, both sections renewed locomotion, not through environmental drift, but through purposeful direction. Entity A, residing beyond Mars' orbital zone, commenced gradual, deliberate rotational motion. Component B, positioned proximate to Jupiter, mirrored movement with millimeter scale accuracy. The axis of both entities extrapolated longitudinally, converged, not directing toward the solar center, not toward cosmic extremity, but along Earth's orbital pathway. This constituted the transformation juncture, where scientific concern escalated into profound alarm. Information circulated, suggesting the dual bodies generated collective magnetic field, functioning as enormous electromagnetic architecture linking both components. Energetic measurements displayed characteristics of planetary magnitude resembling historical particle accelerator. Experiment signatures In fundamental terms, they demonstrated not mere positional alignment, they constituted formation of unified system. At the exact moment alignment commenced, Earth's magnetosphere registered microscopic fluctuation, minimal in magnitude, yet quantifiable. Compass instruments exhibited degree-scale oscillation. Positioning system precision degraded. Documentation accumulated of migratory bird populations altering course across numerous continental regions. It resembled something vast and remote, performing gentle contact against the energetic substrate enveloping our planetary system, a subtle ripple across an imperceptible ocean. As this connection intensifies, interrogation reverberates throughout scientific establishments. Through every sleep-deprived control facility, what transpires when these dual components ultimately establish complete connection? If this investigation engaged your curiosity, contribute your perspective through comments and initiate channel subscription to remain informed regarding successive developments. Your participation furnishes the motivation to persist in examining boundaries where physics, technological principle, and the unexplained converge. We shall reconvene for the subsequent revelation.